Hello and welcome back to my channel. So you've decided to mine Ethereum or whatnot, and you don't know which GPU to get. So in this channel today we are going to discuss types of GPUs and why you should or should not get them. Right? So there are a couple of types of GPUs, as you can imagine. Okay. The first variety, if we talk generally, is you will get a single fan GPU. Okay. Please do remember that single fan GPUs are no good for mining. This is not to say that they won't mine, they will mine, but you don't want to get single fan GPUs because the temperature ends up being higher, and the only thing we want while mining is we want our temperatures to be really low, and that is the single most important thing that you'll be doing while mining, keeping your GPU temperatures low, right? Single fan GPUs tend to be more warmer, should I say, than dual fan GPUs. Do remember, however, there are offerings from different vendors and all, basically all of them really, for 3 fan GPUs. Okay, they're generally more expensive, so we do want to keep a balance between expensive and performance, right? So we want to keep a balance in that. So sometimes the 3 fan GPUs would be too expensive. Okay. However, if you can afford them, they're generally more preferred. However, 2 fan GPUs would do you as good, if not better than the 3 fan GPUs because, of the price. So now we talked about fans. You need 2 fans. Okay. Second thing you want to look into while coming into mining, and it's better if you do your own research, but I will tell you generally. There are 2 types of GPUs. Okay. There is a GTX and then RX. Okay, so the 2 types of GPUs, GTX, RX. RX is AMD's offering of GPUs. So RX is for AMD, right? So AMD, the whole line of AMDs. So they could be RX 580, so RX 480. RX 470, 570, 1550, and Vega 7, and the whole lot. Okay, so that is RX AMD cards. And the second one you want to look into is NVIDIA, right? So NVIDIA makes their own cards. Okay, they are, RX and GTX are somewhat equivalent, right? So I'll tell you in more detail later, but GTX makes graphics cards, right? So you want to either go there or there, right? You don't want to hop onto both of the boats, as to speak, right? So GTX. Now, how many GTX are there? Actually, there are many, right? 1050 is not profitable anymore, so we won't talk about that. 1060. Right, that is okay. 1070, 1080, 1090. Then we come to 2080, 2090, and then they're on to their 3060, 3070, 3080, and nowadays 3090, their latest release. So basically, that is the NVIDIA side of it. Okay, so why do you need to choose between 2 of them? Because there are only 2 types of GPUs, right? There's not a third person that makes the GPUs, right? The main the GPU is not the whole graphics card. The GPU refers to the graphic processing unit, the small chip that actually comes installed in the graphics card. So GPU refers to that chip, graphic processing unit, and RX cards, as to say AMD cards. Okay, they are good in some algorithms, So they are good to mine some algorithms, more profitable actually to mine some algorithms. And GTX cards are also adaptive and can mine some coins better. So imagine that you have an RX and a GTX in one rig. Okay, you can mine. Okay, please don't let anybody tell you that you cannot mine with a mixed RX and GTX cards. But do remember that your miners, the amount of miners that you can use will be really limited. Okay, because they're very less miners that actually support GTX and RX at the same time. Okay, most of them would either support RX and separately support NVDI. Okay, but very less of them, or rarely, they would support both of them. Okay, so you will be really limited by the miner that you can use. Mind you, if you have for example, if you have AMD cards only, okay, then you can't use NVDI specific miners, right? So if you have NVDI, then you can't use AMD specific. So basically, whichever route you go, you have certain options, but it is better to go one route, either the AMD or the NVDI. I have seen, however, that if you buy an AMD card, you will have to BIOS mod it. Okay, so if you buy a 580, okay, you will have to BIOS mod it. Okay, and by doing the BIOS mod, you will get better performance. You'll actually get full performance out of it. In NVDI, however, you don't have to BIOS mod it. You just overclock it and underclock. Basically, I don't know, it's called overclocking or underclocking, because really you're undervolting it. Overclocking and undervolting it, and you should be alright. Okay, so NVDI, no BIOS mod. RX, as to say AMD, or you need BIOS mod. Okay, however, this BIOS mod thing, right? Don't be shy from this BIOS mod, because imagine if everybody is buying RX cards and BIOS modding it, whereas they could just get NVIDIA card and get it, call it a day. There must be some benefit, right? Because there are a lot of benefits. Do remember, most of the people that I've recognized have RX cards, right? So I'm not trying to I'm not trying to be biased here, right? I used to have RX cards when I was mining, and NVDI cards also. Whereas I would recommend, if anybody is into mining, go for the RX card. They have better value, right? So the mega hashes that they give you, they give you the same mega hashes for less amount, so less money. They were cheap before the hype, before the price hike, and they are cheap after the price hike. Okay, mind you, when you get cheaper graphics cards, you do remember that the market price is cheap and they will sell for less money. NVDI, however, you get NVDI cards, they are really expensive. Okay, even before the price hype they were expensive. After the price hype, they've just gone crazy. So if you want to come into start mining, right? If you want to start mining, you want to start with AMD. Okay, they are much cheaper, okay, and easy to get into the game, right? So that's that. Okay, AMD and NVDI. How to BIOS mod? I'll make a video about it, and you can probably find it in the description or something, right? I'll make a video about BIOS modding, the easiest bio mod ever. You just literally have to make 1 or 2 clicks and you should be alright. I'll make a video about it, and that's about it. I think if you're doing more research, okay, you have the basics, right? I would recommend you buy an AMD card. They would be cheaper and they give you good performance. Okay, and while choosing the card, the best card that I have seen is Sapphire. Okay, Sapphire Nitro Plus Overclock Edition. You usually get them in 480s and 580s. Okay, so 580, basically it would be RX 580 Nitro Plus Overclock Edition, right? That is what you want to get if you want to get the best temperatures ever. Sapphire have thicker cards, thicker heat sinks, right? So they tend to be cooler, and that is exactly you want. You want the temperatures to be under control, and Sapphire would do a very nice job. Armor, however, RX 580 Armor Overclock Edition, okay, that is a decent graphics card, and would give you good hashing rates and everything. However, it will keep a normal temperature. Don't worry about that. When you get your graphics cards, for example, and they are mined on, right? So what to do with them? What to do with cards that are mined on already, right? So if the graphics card has been already mined on, and you know they have been mined on, because if they are RX, they are BIOS modded, and as soon as you plug it in, you'll get 30, 32, 31 mega hashes, and you will know exactly that these are BIOS modded, because there is no other way of getting RX cards or AMD cards to work at maximum performance if they have not been BIOS modded. In that case, okay, nothing to worry about. Cards don't have a life as some people would have you believe. It's not like they will work for 1 or 2 years and then they'll stop working or something like that. Sorry, this does not happen. There is no planned obsolescence in graphics cards at the moment. Okay, they might be later on, but RX cards are really old cards, right? So RX 580, RX 480, RX 470, 570, these are old cards, right? So at that time, they were not thinking about making people use it for an year or two and then start changing cards. So that being said, they are quite reliable, and if somebody has mined on it, okay, do not worry, okay, just open the cards and change the thermal paste. Okay, you need to do this. Actually, first go and start mining and see the temperatures. However, if you cannot control the temperatures, okay, or the temperatures are too high for your liking, okay, please make sure you know what high is before you start changing thermal paste. Okay, so anywhere from 50 to 60 is okay. Okay, 50 to 60 is okay. There is no problem in reaching 60 and staying at 60. Your card will not be harmed. Okay, believe me, this comes from experience. Okay, anywhere from 50 to 60, your card has no problem. Even 65, there is no problem. Okay, but do remember, 65 is the limit. Okay, so if you were to increase from 65, now you are damaging your card. Okay, not damaging as in if you put it on 65 it will stop working tomorrow. No. Okay, but since you know everything is sorted onto the board, right, and you're getting nearer and nearer to the temperature that the solder melts at. Okay, so 65 is okay. Okay, anything over 65, even 66 is too bloody much. Okay, so if it works under 65, I should say if it works under 60, okay, because you know, like for example, if you're using a card for gaming, it could work at 70 and it should be alright. Okay, because you're not gaming 24/7, are you? You're gaming like an hour or two at max. Even if you're gaming every day, you're gaming an hour or two every day. So you should be alright in gaming. Okay, even 75, 80 should do in gaming. That's not a big problem. Okay, however, in mining, The cards are on 24 hours, right? So you want to keep as low a temperature as you can, and then you are undervolting it, right? You will be undervolting it, you will be overclocking it and undervolting it. So there is a direct coalition. Whereas when you put less voltage, you'll have less temperature, right? So when you pump less voltage to the graphics card, the temperature will automatically go down, right? So even if a card does 75, 80 in gaming, in mining it should not do 75, 80, because you will be pulling the voltage back and giving it just enough voltages for it to start mining, right? So as long as it's mining, okay, you can start undervolting it, and there is a whole new process on how you should and should not underclock. Do remember that by doing all this, okay, I doubt you'll do something to your card that will burn it out. Okay, so don't worry about burning cards. Okay, you should be alright. There are safety measures in the card, okay, that should protect your card under every condition almost. Okay, but there are no substitutes for stupid people, on the software side. In the software side, you cannot destroy it. Okay, there are safety measures in there. Nowadays the safety measures are so much that you cannot destroy it, not by software anyway. Okay, you have to try really hard. Okay, I'm not saying you can't do it totally. Okay, I'm just saying you have to try really hard to destroy it in order for it to get destroyed, right? You cannot just destroy it casually by overclocking it, undervolting it every day, and you can't do it. So that's it. So if a card is mined on, change the thermal paste, get it over. You should get better temperatures. Do remember there are fake thermal paste in the market, so you want to be careful. Right? So that's it for today. Have a nice day. Bye bye.